I'm going to show you how to set up a Hexxit server and install Bukkit plugins for Hexxit. And I've actually looked up and there's various ways to do it, and each way offers a different level of possibilities. However, I found that using MCPC is actually probably the more versatile way to go about things, because it's more compatible with a lot more plugins. But setting it up is really easy and it's pretty straightforward. First, you're going to need to go to Tekkit's website and download the launcher and install the mod pack for Tekkit. And you're also going to need the server files, which are right here. So we just basically save that right there. And then you're going to need go to the builds for MCPC and just download whatever is the latest, which right now is 1.5.2. The latest snapshot is R1.1. So let's go ahead and grab that and put it on the desktop as well. Now we just have to wait for those to finish. Shouldn't take that long. But anyway, as we're waiting for that, we can go over to this Hexxit server deal. Let's just make a new folder to contain all this crap. Let's call it Hexxit. I'll put this in here. And I'm going to expand this. Alright, now what we're interested in, if you're on Windows, obviously you can use this. This is, if you're using the shell script, this will work for both Linux or OS X. It's the same thing as the launch batch file. It's just figured for bash. But whatever. Anyway, what we're interested is in these two items right now. Go ahead and launch the batch script, let it generate everything and come to a stop after it's downloaded all the mods and set up all the folders properly, and then we'll get to actually installing everything. In the meantime, I'm just going to set up or grab a simple mod so we can install to our Hexxit server, just as a demonstration. Let's go ahead and get factions. Factions bucket. And since this is 1.5.2, let's go ahead and grab the last version, which was apparently 1.5.2. I believe this was the proper. Oh wait, no. The last version I remember working was 1.8.2. So we're going to go ahead and grab this, and we're going to go ahead and drop it on the desktop as well. Alright, so now over here on our console, apparently everything's loaded up and good to go. So we're going to go ahead and type in stop and stop the server and shut everything down and save the chunks, and we can hit key to continue. Now, to install the Bukkit plugins, all we need to do is basically one thing. We just need to rename the Hexxit jar to, let's just name it original, and we're going to take the MCPC Java file that we downloaded and actually copy it, and we're going to paste it in here and just rename it Hexxit. Or you can keep it the same and specify it to launch this name instead of, or this file instead of whatever, which is fine. But and basically you need to create a new folder called plugins, and all you need to do is really just drop your plugins that you'd like for Bukkit into the plugins folder, and this plugins folder needs to be at the root with the server Java file next to mods, core mods, and the world, and then basically just launch it one more time. It should be good to go. So we're gonna go ahead and do we don't need this. Let's go ahead and log in. La la la. Hopefully it won't. Yeah, there we go. Alright, this one's done loading. If you're doing this on Linux, I would highly suggest you actually use a session or a daemon with screen for launching these servers, because it seems to help automate a lot of this. So let's do. We're going to do direct connect, and I'm going to do 127.0.1. There we go. On the right you can see my name pop up, and here we go. Now we have blah blah blah, this first book, and if we do /plugins, we can see that Factions is actually successfully loaded, and we get the entire list of information. So we do have create my faction. Oh, I don't have permission to see this. Oh, that's correct, I'm not an OP. So this is where it actually is beneficial to install a permissions plugin such as PermissionsEx, I believe I can't remember. There's a whole suite of them, but basically you just need to configure a few simple things, and that's all you really need to do. So, I mean, yeah, it's not hard. Though I would highly suggest giving it an ample amount of RAM and watch the console closely, because I've had a few crashes due to some weird blocks. Though it always starts right back up if I start it, but it's just odd. Either way, it's pretty simple. It's definitely not complicated. There are some differences though, such as with what's it called? Bukkit Forge, I believe, actually combines a few features of Bukkit or WorldEdit and WorldGuard, as well as a few other things with it. Whereas, what's it called? Well, either way, it's pretty simple. Just make sure you get a permissions plugin and set that up properly. Because if you don't, you're going to run into issues. And PermissionsEx I would highly recommend. Alright, that was pretty loud. But anyway, PermissionsEx I would highly recommend because it's pretty simple to set up. It has plenty of documentation, especially if you look on GitHub. They have even included examples for tiers of ranks for like donators and stuff like that. But and it does a whole suite of other nice stuff. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all you really have to do. Just make a plugins folder, drop MCPC in there, either point the your launch script or even just invoke it manually using MCPC, or just rename the Java file to Hexxit and save the original. It saves you some hassle later on, and then that's all you have to do. So yeah, and then since we're done with this, we can just do stop, blah blah blah, done, and that's it. That's all you really have to do. Yep. Let's see. There's something I was going to mention. Oh, and if you'd like to allow people without actually owning Minecraft to join the server, you just turn online mode to false. You don't need to invoke anything manually to the command line unless you're doing some testing, or if you prefer it that way, but it doesn't make sense not to use the file that's meant to give parameters to the server anyway. But either way, that's pretty much it. Hope this